This is our inaugural year as the home of your San Francisco 49ers. And I couldn't be happier as a Niner fan, as an employee of the station, but also the fact that I get to hear my guy, Hall of Famer, best to do it, who will also join us each and every week again, Greg Papa, describing the action and making us feel like we are in the middle of the grass at the 50-yard line. He joins us this morning. Good morning, Greg. It's Dave. It's Jay. How are you?
Sactown Sports.
Hey, and by the way, yep, there, Nate. Clip that, mark it, and that's a new promo already. How are you?
The first touchdown of the year in Pittsburgh. Should I do that?
Yes. I have a crisp $50 bill.
Bob Sargent's going to find you way more than that.
That's very true. We would get a call from Bob, and it probably would be an unhappy one. We're very happy. We're looking forward to this season. I know there's hyperbole, there's expectation, there's blah 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 blah. But boy, this is a fine team they've put together, Mr. Papa.
And you mean our broadcast team and being on Sactown Sports? I agree. I know we're excited. We were on with you the day that it was announced, and in the off season. And I've been listening to your station for years and years. You guys are so powerful in the Bay Area. When I drive up to Tahoe or through Sac, I've been going to some River Cats games this summer to watch the young Giants. So I'm in there a lot. Anyway, I have great respect for everything you do. Niners have never been on Sactown Sports in your long, great history. So excited to be a part of it. And wow, what a year. I mean, come on. This is a loaded roster. I mean, the 49ers had 8 players voted by NFL players in the NFL Network Top 100. In the top 79, they have 4 in the top 19. This is arguably the most star power of any one team in the NFL. I am a little concerned about the depth. They lost a lot of guys in free agency in the offseason, but this team is loaded. This is, I think, the best roster in the NFL and one of the very best rosters the 49ers have ever had. And they've won 5 Super Bowls. They've been waiting patiently for number 6. So maybe you guys got on board just at the exact right time.
Well, and through the years, you have always done really well at talking me off the ledge when necessary. And you know the things I say, Greg, come from a place of being a lifelong diehard Niner fan. So help me out, because nobody knows the ins and outs of the organization as much as you. You said on your show a few weeks back that you thought Sam Darnold had separated himself, and we've learned to listen to you when you have those conversations publicly. But I'm frustrated as how it was handled. I'm really tired of quarterback drama, going back to the whole Jimmy G thing last year. Now this year, one day we're going to make a decision before Pittsburgh, then it leaks. Now we've got all this stuff going on, and that's on top of the frustration of, let's just be honest, all the draft capital given up for the number 3 pick to have it fizzle basically after 5 games. Am I overreacting? And I know you'll tell me, or should there be frustration at how this was handled?
I think it's unfortunate the way it's happened with Trey, and I feel badly for him, but I don't think it's been mishandled. I mean, this is the organization that you grew up loving. I mean, go back and, from Frankie Albert, the original lefty Steve Young, to Y.A. Tittle, to John Brody, to Joe and Steve, to Colin and Alex. This is just what you sign up for, is the 49er quarterback drama. It's fun, but I got to say, social media has made this one divisive and not as fun.
Yeah.
Everybody's Team Trey, Team Brock. Nobody likes Sam. I mean, they're all 49ers. I don't care who plays. Just give the ball to McCaffrey and throw the ball to Kittle. Hey, let's go.
Right.
So, but it is what it is. I mean, you got to look at the whole Trey thing, Dave. They went to the Super Bowl in 2019. They're 7 minutes and 13 seconds away from winning the Super Bowl. They lose the game. They miss a throw on a post route. The next year is a pandemic. Everybody gets hurt, including Nick Bosa and Jimmy Garoppolo. And in the offseason, Matthew Stafford goes to the Rams. Deshaun Watson goes to Cleveland. There's a lot of movement there. You have a chance to move up in the draft. You're picking 12, which is very high for a team that just went to the Super Bowl and almost won it. You trade up to 3. When the 49ers picked at 3, that's the highest a team that had played in the Super Bowl just 2 years earlier had ever picked in the history of the modern NFL, which is 1970 merger. They take a guy, and at the time we analyzed it all with Justin Fields, Mac Jones, all of it. I called it at the time the riskiest draft selection in the history of the league because you traded from 12 to 3, you gave up the 2 1s behind it and a 3. You picked a guy that was a one and done. You guys love basketball. He was a one and done. Played 1 year at North Dakota State, 1 extra year, the pandemic year against Central Arkansas. Played well, but was unrefined, had some inaccuracies. It was a run-based offense there and a very low level of football. North Dakota State wins the championship every year at their level, but it's not Alabama, it's not Ohio State. So, and then he gets hurt. His first preseason, he hits a finger on a Raider helmet in preseason, and that screwed him up. That Arizona game that he started on October 10th of 21, he couldn't throw the ball. That's why they ran it so much. And he never really got over it. And then he got hurt again last year. We know it all. Well, along the way, you get Brock Purdy, who's turned into a revelation here. Don't you love Brock Purdy? So if you're frustrated by Trey Lance and the 3rd pick in the draft, can't you look at the last pick in the draft and say, my God, this may be the greatest draft pick in the history of civilization? So I understand it all, but it's football. And then I love Sam Darnold. We all watched him at USC. We watched him at the Jets. I blame it on the people around him, the injuries, the mononucleosis 1 year, strange stuff. But I always admired him and thought he could be good. And then he goes to Carolina last year, Dave, and he goes 4-2 as the starting quarterback. Yeah. He takes care of the ball. He doesn't turn it over anymore. He's perfect for the system. So we'll see. You know what? If you've been high anxiety over the quarterback drama, more's coming because they got to make a decision here with Trey Lance by Tuesday, whether to put him on the roster, trade him. I don't think they'll cut him, but they do like Brandon Allen a lot, as do I, and he would be perfect in the QB room, but it's hard to keep 4. So can you concentrate about the other positions? And I mean, don't you feel great about Brock Purdy, Dave?
I do. And, he was 8-1 last year, and the one loss was against the Eagles. He was 4-4 in that game. I personally think they win that game if he's healthy. The story is unbelievable. It's Tom Brady on steroids as far as pick 199 versus Mr. Irrelevant. I'm on the page with you, and I'm even okay with, I don't care, I can do the mental gymnastics on just pretending we picked Brock Purdy 3rd and Trey Lance was Mr. Irrelevant. I can do all of that, but also, my goodness gracious, too, though, it better be Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold, because I don't know, especially with, Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, Tom Brady wanted to come here. You look at all of that stuff. Part of me just says, God dang it, could we have just gone out and grabbed one of those guys so we wouldn't have to deal with this, and you and I could be shining Lombardis right now?
Okay. Now, if you had Mahomes, and Mahomes, Lee Steinberg's his agent, and he's making less than he should, but what's Mahomes making? $40-something million a year?
Yes.
You realize the entire 49er quarterback room this year will cost $15 million. The whole room.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have all these players. You're having a situation with Nick Bosa holding out.
Yep.
There'd be 3 or 4 others you'd have to let go. They lost 12 guys this offseason in free agency. Garoppolo, McGlinchey, Brunskills, Azeez Alshire, Jimmy Ward. I could go on and on. This team's not as deep as it was. You go and add a $40 million quarterback as opposed to, and Brock's not even making $1 million.
Right.
But you could make that juxtaposition in your mind. They took Brock at number 3 and Trey at number 262. Jimmy Sexton, Trey's agent's not going to make that because Trey's making $9 million and Brock's making $900,000. So the money, there's a hard cap. It's not like baseball and VBAC Sacramento. If you want to go past the luxury tax line, you can do that. You can't do that in football. So to build the entire roster, it's better to have a cheaper quarterback. Now, I'm not saying I don't want Patrick Mahomes on the team. Nobody's saying that. But let's ride out Brock Purdy for a couple of more years when you got him on the Mr. Irrelevant rookie contract. And as I'm saying, build the best roster in the NFL around the quarterback. But right now, they've got on the cheap.
Well, and in the end, they could have Greg Papa under center and me snapping the ball if they're hoisting the trophy come February early. I really do not care. I'm incredibly excited for this season. I'm really excited to be talking to you throughout the season, as always. And now we have the added bonus of the occasional Kings Warriors back and forth to make it even more fun.
And we got you early in the year, right? After opening night against Phoenix, I think game 2 is in Sacramento, October 27th. Right?
The Kings and the Warriors play 3 times in the first 16 games.
Yeah, NBA knows what they're doing.
I don't know. You know what? We're going to play you 7 times in the springtime.
Right. Have a great day at work. Always doing a great job out there on KBR each and every day. And we look forward to talking to you each and every week. Thank you so much for agreeing to come back and visiting with us.
We'll start every Friday, right? Not next Friday, but the Friday after before we go to Pittsburgh. Let's do it. I'm ready.
This is just a little preseason for you. We wanted to get the starters in for at least one game. So this is your preseason before we get started in a couple weeks. So have a resting and relaxation next week.
This was Dave's, getting out all of his QB angst. I hope we got along.
I'm ready to go week 1, baby. Let's go. Take care, Greg. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye. That's Greg Bob. We'll take a break. When we come back, I think his windows were down on that one, by the way. I think maybe the windows were